easy for a creator to open a business bank account. You walk into a bank and a bank looks at you and says, what do you do? Like, you make videos on YouTube, you want a business bank account? Like, no, we understand that's a business, and we understand that you probably want to do everything online. So
Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of The Influence Factor by the Influencer Marketing Factory. Today with me, I'm so happy to have Sima Gandhi, CEO and co-founder of Creative Juice. Sima, welcome to the show.
hi, thanks so much for having me here, Alessandro.
So, this is something that I ask all the time, right? Even before getting into, what is the creator economy, what you're building and so on. First of all, who are you? Like, how did you start in this career? What is your background?
Yeah. So, I'm not someone that spends, or didn't used to at least, spend a lot of time on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. So you might think, like, how did I end up in the creator economy? And the answer really is my whole career has built on financial services. Like, I believe that helping people manage their money and understand how to work with their money helps lead to better and healthier lives. It's like your health and your money, right? Those are the two things that affect the quality of your life. And so, my background is actually in tax law. I did tax policy. I worked at American Express, and then I worked at a fintech company called Plaid, where I was one of the early company employees there. And then, we ended up taking that company to now worth $13 billion. And when I left Plaid, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And, nothing really caught my interest, and I was kind of figuring it out and really starting to stay core to my values around helping people live better financial lives. And I met my now co-founder, Ezra. We started talking about creators, and he opened my eyes to what was happening on these platforms, on YouTube and Instagram, how people were building businesses around themselves. And I kind of had a moment where I said, wow, creators are entrepreneurs. These are business people. Like, you don't actually have to open a store on a corner now and, send out flyers, right? Come shop at my store. You can actually create an Instagram presence, a shop. You can create content on YouTube and sell things through that. And it's an entirely new ecosystem and a bit of a different business model that I think is the future of business in America. So I got excited about that concept. And when I started thinking about the tools that were available to creators, it really shouldn't be that hard to run a business, right? As an individual, but it's so confusing today. It's like, wait, am I an LLC? Am I a sole prop? Like, what do I do about taxes? What about 1099s? Like, there's so much just regulatory boringness that goes into running a business that I wanted to strip that all away for creators. I wanted to make it easy for a creator to open a business bank account. You walk into a bank and a bank looks at you and says, what do you do? Like, you make videos on YouTube, you want a business bank account? Like, no, we understand that's a business, and we understand that you probably want to do everything online. So you can go online, and we do things like creator KYC to make sure you are who you are. So we can offer you a really secure product that also is FDIC insured and quick and easy to open online. So that starts with business banking, and we're adding more and more tools on top of it, like invoicing, because every creator has to invoice somebody, and tools that help you collaborate with your managers and do different things. It's really business banking that should take some of that load off of you. And we have a lot of really cool, exciting stuff coming up as well. But fundamentally, that's what brought me, someone with a financial background, into the creator economy.
That's fantastic. I mean, we're going to go more in detail about, some of the features, right, that Creative Juice can offer to content creators. But it's really interesting that you say that you come from that world, like many people that maybe create new platforms, they were spending so much time only doing, like, maybe, for example, in the influencer marketing arena, for example, or they were coming from like YouTube and so on. So it's quite interesting that you are coming from an angle that is usually corporate, right? It's mostly like B2B. It's full of like terminology that don't really, as of now, up until now, they were not in the creator economy, right? And even the creator economy was not a thing, right? It was, as you said, someone that was making a content online and was a bit messy. How do you even categorize yourself? Are you a freelancer? Are you an entrepreneur, right? It's really difficult. We're gonna go more in detail about that, right? Even later. So it's thank you first of all to just explain your background. I think it's really quite interesting that again you came from the B2B, more corporate, and be like, hey, there is an opportunity, right? And there is something growing there. When was this, by the way? How many years ago?
So we started Creator Juice at the beginning of last year. And I want to elaborate on your point there, where I think what makes creators, there's so many things that make creators so interesting, but what's neat is that creators are individuals,
Yeah,
and they feel a little bit like a consumer, but the reality is they're a business. And so I don't think there's any other product or brand out there that recognizes the complexity of speaking to this ecosystem, right? Like, I don't think a creator wants to be called an SMB. It's like, wait, what? Small,
yeah,
medium business? Like, that's jargony, right? And so there's a lot of jargon out there, but we have to, part of our, mission is to really simplify and make it normal talk, even though it is technically a business that we're speaking to. And that's just an interesting challenge from a company perspective.
absolutely. So I know that you already mentioned them a bit, before, but for anyone that doesn't know about your product, can you just go over maybe the main features and also the reason why you wanted to build them and what is the typical use cases, because again, we said content creator can be many things. So can you
Yeah.
go over maybe the ones that you are mostly proud of, and why people should know about them?
Yeah. So Creative Juice is business banking, financing, and tools for creators. I think the fundamental problem that the creator economy has is that creators don't realize they're businesses. Like, creators are businesses that are making money that, either is their full-time income or meaningfully subsidizes other types of income. And that's something I really want creators, I'm on a mission to get creators to understand that. Like, this is something they enjoy doing, that's awesome, but they're also a business. And, the first struggle we saw is that creators are managing their money all over the place. It's in Venmo, it's in Cash App, it's in PayPal, it's in their personal banking. It's all over. And there's no clear sense of, wait, this is my creator business and my creator income. We wanted to make an easy place for creators to go open a business bank account, which is what they should have, to separate their personal and their business expenses. That is so critical because it will save creators, on average, thousands of dollars a year in just tax savings, right? Things like your computer, your cell phone, your Wi-Fi, your, prorated utilities, like expenses related to your business should be coming out of your business account and tracked separately so that you can legitimately go claim these deductions as a part of your business. And that's something so many creators are leaving so much money on the table. And that's just like a no brainer, easy thing to do is put all of your money in one place when it's related to your business. Like, so easy, just that's it, right? And
they don't even know sometimes, right? They can write off expenses. Like they just don't know, right?
yeah, I was talking to a creator and they said, oh, I set up my LLC and every year I have to pay $400 or whatever in registration and all that. And I said, well, that's a business expense. You can write that off. And he said, wait, what? Really? Yeah, that's a business expense, right? Or if you're driving your car around to do different gigs and you're meeting with clients and doing shoots, like, those expenses are business write-offs. I mean, this is thousands of dollars in expenses that
Yeah.
save you money.
Devices to record, right? Your new camera, your new smartphone, whatever. You're using that for work, you can write it off.
Exactly, right? Like, you're getting coffee with a buddy and you're brainstorming ideas. Like, that's a business expense. Like, you are talking work, right? And I think for a lot of creators, they love what they're doing so much. They're like, this isn't a business. This is fun, but it's a business. I mean, I think that's so fun for a creator. It's inspiring that, like, you're able to, do what you love and make money doing it. So at the same time, though, take advantage of the fact that it's a business and you can save thousands of dollars in taxes. So we make it really easy for creators to go online, getjuice.com, and open a business bank account, like, period. Then, you think about other things, right? Like, okay, I'm a business, I'm a creator business. How do I manage my cash flow? Creators are really unique in that if you're an employee, you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. You know exactly what your income is. For creators, that can vary, right? It doesn't mean that you don't have enough money. It just means that sometimes it hits at different times and you have other expenses. So we wanted to create mechanisms for creators to manage their cash flow, which is a product called Boosts. You can pull your AdSense from YouTube in faster, and we're working on other partnerships with different agencies that allow their creators to pull in brand deals faster and get paid faster. Because sometimes you need that money faster, or you can go invest in something, right? That's money on the table that you deserve access to. And then we also invest up to $2 million in creator businesses. If you're a typical business, you can go to a bank and you can go get a loan and you can buy things like equipment and hire people that help you grow. If you're a creator business, if you go to the bank and you say, "Hi, I make movies on YouTube and I want, to invest in studio space," they'd probably say, "No, like you're making stuff for YouTube." That's a real business. We have
Yeah.
creators that are making millions of dollars a year, right? And with an investment from us, can hire someone else and double their revenue because now they're able to produce more content or increase the quality of their content. Those are real business needs, and we want to be sure that creators are recognized as businesses and have access to bank accounts and funding and business tools like invoicing that can help them be a better business.
That's interesting also when you say about managing the cash flow, right? For everyone that is listening today and might not be that familiar with content creators and influencers, we are slowly going into a direction where they have a more of, let's call it, stable income. But still, because of brand deals, one month can be really well, another month not that well, right? So, like just to highlight on the things that cash flow for a content creator, especially if you are maybe young and you're not still in a professional mindset, right? You might want to spend the money as you get them. Instead, maybe you want to really understand what is your history, right? As a content creator, is there any seasonality? What are the different revenue streams that are getting the most money into that? Is it something that you can see with creative juice, like seeing, for example, the
Yeah.
different revenue streams to understand what?
Great question. Yes, yes,
Okay.
and yes. I think a lot of creators sign up for QuickBooks, and no knock on QuickBooks, but I personally find QuickBooks like hard, right, to
Yeah.
digest. And so there are more intuitive ways of understanding your flow as a business. So with Juice, we automatically help you understand your cash flow. How much money are you making each month, and what's the net of that? So you can see what that trend line looks like. We also help you understand what your forward-looking income is with your invoices. So if you're using our invoice system, I mean, I've spoken to so many creators that have, their invoices in a spreadsheet somewhere, and they're trying to keep track of what was late, what was not late, who did they bill. Like, we automatically track that for you, and we'll tell you what your forward-looking cash flow looks like with your invoices and when it's due. And then, yes, your recurring revenue streams, right? Like understanding where your revenue is coming from on a recurring basis. If it's platform revenue, it's affiliate revenue. Like, we want to keep that super organized for you in one place so that you better understand your business and what your cash flow looks like.
Yeah, also because thanks to that, then you can focus on what you're really good at, that is creating content, right? If you have to spend all these hours, right? What was that spreadsheet? Where was that link there? You're spending hours in wasting actually, right? Your resources, right?
Yeah. It's
So
just easy.
everything.
Everything in one place, automatically tracked, right? Peace of mind. That's what we want to do. So you have more space to be creative.
They make sense. And do you think that a content creator is it different in some way than a typical professional, like any type of other freelancers? Do you see any differences there? How would you define these different type of personas nowadays?
Yeah. I mean, I think content creators are businesses, not freelancers. I get this question a lot. And look, I think about a freelancer, someone who signs up to do a gig on a platform, and you just sign up and it's a gig and you just do it. But a content creator has a brand. There's an identity, right? People are paying for your brand, your followership, your access. And oftentimes as a creator, you're partaking in business activities, which is you are negotiating deals, right? It's very different than going to a platform like Uber or DoorDash and just signing up for different gigs. So absolutely, creators are businesses. They are not just freelancers or gig workers. Like, I think there's a really big distinction there. And, as a creator, owning the fact that you're a business, that you have different types of revenue streams, right? It's not just one platform, gig worker place. They have lots of different expenses to help you grow your business is a really important unlock to being able to do this for many, many years successfully.
And also really curious, like I'm feeling that sometimes like we're also moving from someone that was so far mostly working alone to sometimes hiring also people to, let's say, help them with video editing or an assistant to book new I don't like appointments or events management or an assistant to help you with brand deals. Is that something also can, like, is that anything in the conversation with content creators? Sometimes are you seeing them creating teams of people, or is still mostly a one person, like one man show?
Well, I think for the most part, the creator owns their own business. And as businesses grow, though, you're right, they do a lot of contracting, outsource work, right? Or build a team of contractors around them. And that raises all kinds of things like payroll. Like, how do I pay someone, right? What's my 1099 process? And we have heard this, and stay tuned. There is more that we are going to do there to, again, be that one-stop shop that takes these administrative tasks out of the way for creators and gives them peace of mind. So, that's exactly what we want to be doing, is automating a lot of that workflow and helping creators know what they're supposed to be doing. Because there's so many creators that are so successful, and even large creators, and just get slammed by taxes and regulatory stuff that they just didn't know about. We want to help you have peace of mind and take away all of that complexity, so you just follow the instructions that we're providing you, and you don't have to worry about that. That's it should not be that hard to run a business here.
Yeah, right. I mean, especially if you start like by yourself, and you might be a bit confused like about things. And I also can see that I mean, your company might also, like, more websites are going in the direction of like educating content creators in, as you correctly said, think of yourself as a company and not just as an individual anymore. And then everything changes after that moment, right? How
Yep.
just like your content creation is like all the operation behind, like your company, right? So, like, we discussed about, first of all, what does it mean to be like the business, right, around content creators, right? We covered the big shift, like from content creators to solopreneur opening their LLC, writing off expenses, how they are different from a professional or a freelancer, right? We went through also like a bit more about the business model, right? Why it is important that they find ways to understand their business, their revenue stream, how to manage, and why it is important to manage all the different income streams all in one place. So this is like, we cover a couple, let's say, of items here. But the third one, I think that it's really fascinating and even more important nowadays. It is how to grow and scale, right? Your own business that is actually yourself as a business. So how to reinvest what you're making, how to maybe multiply yourself in a way, right? Can you tell me more about that? Have you seen, have you seen content creators investing in themselves? What is changing in the industry lately?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I hear so many creators talk about, how do I grow? How do I do this for the long term? I think, number one, it's first, like you said, think about yourself as a business, right? In a business, you have to delegate things and you have to build a sustainable lifestyle for you. And so that's like a business person's mindset, so that you can free up your time to do the things that you really enjoy doing, that you can uniquely do. And that means, yes, delegating out things like editors and contractors and video folks that can help you do things in a really efficient way. And sometimes that requires capital. Like, think smartly about the capital. If you're going to get capital, understand what the cost of that capital is, and then think about, if you go hire that extra person, if you go get that studio space, can you increase your revenue by more than that cost of capital? And even if you break even, if it means that you're doing this for 3 more years longer, then that's still a win, right? Because you're now doing the thing that you love doing for that much longer. So think about it a little bit from like a business mindset is what I'd say. I think, the other piece of it is you think about growth, like building community around you, building people that understand what you're doing and can help support you and give you ideas. And what I'd say is, just because you're having fun doesn't mean that it can't last forever, right? I think too often we think, oh wait, no, but it's not work. It's not. No, that's not true. Like, it's amazing that there's this whole industry of people who are doing the things that they love doing and being able to share that. I just learned today earlier, a friend of mine became a travel creator. She now gets paid to travel and like curate experiences for other people and bring her joy of something that she loves to do to others, and it feels a little bit like, well, we lost travel agents back in the day. Now there's like a whole host of new travel agents coming as travel creators. Like, we're in an amazing time right now where people are able to take the things that they love doing and share them with others. So you can absolutely grow. But what I'd also say is, like, think about what's sustainable for you, right? One person's growth journey doesn't have to be the same as another. Not everyone wants to be a Mr. Beast. Like, that comes with its own thing and its own empire. Like, if you can make a sustainable living doing what you love doing, I mean, that's a dream come true for a lot of people.
No, absolutely. And also, like, what some content creators was, telling me that it is that sometimes you might delegate things like video editing, but because people know for your style, the person that you're like maybe hiring to edit your video might change the style, they might change the tone of voice, they might change the way you are known, right, to the people. So yeah, you can delegate and save some of your time, but maybe it's not you anymore for people on right? Or maybe when it comes to brand deals or when it comes to manage your agenda, if it is someone that is external, might not know about your priorities sometimes. So you really want to understand, right, what you want to be. Do you want really to become someone like the next Mr. Beast, growing up to these like 5-10 million production videos, or some people are okay to be like a bit smaller but having control over their own things, right, because they know better than anyone else their goals, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's very personal. Like, don't let anyone else define that journey for you. Creators are so amazing because a lot of creators have bucked the institutional norms to do what they love to do. Like, lean into that, be your own person, define your own growth journey, and don't be afraid of business concepts. Like, educate yourself. Don't wash your hands of the money. Don't give up control of your bank account or money to other folks. Like, always make sure that you're in control of your money. You earned it. It's hard work to earn money. And just because you're having fun doing it doesn't make it any less respectable. It's truly amazing.
And I think that if you start looking at things like, okay, this is my revenues, this is the break even if I want to hire someone else, yeah, let's make it invest in new equipment. It means that how many maybe videos and brand deals have to do to recoup from the investment. Like, it can help you not just as a content creator, but as a person, right? Like, it can really help you to manage your finance, right? Because once you know how to manage your finance for work, right? So your profession, then it's going to be, in my opinion, also easier, right, for any other money that you might have right on the side. Because once you get into that, you're going to have such a much like an advantage compared to others. Because if you feel like, and you think like as a business person, right, I don't want to say that everything is easier, but on the long term, you're going to have potentially more success than other people.
Yeah, I think that, like, the key thing in that is really set goals for yourself, right? Like, think about every company sets goals for themselves, whether it's quarterly or annually. I want to produce 20 videos this year. I want to hit, 20,000 followers or subscribers. Like, what are your priorities for a certain amount of time? Set a clear goal. Think about the resources that you need to get to that goal, whether it's outsourcing some work, whether it's editing your own videos, whether it's capital investment that lets you do something like buy a new camera or a new computer. Like, understand what you need, the resources that you need to achieve those goals, and you'll make it happen. Like, that's just what works. It's clarity of the thinking, it's discipline, it's hard work, and those are all things that content creators have. But yeah, taking a moment and really being precise and clear with yourself about the business goals that you're setting is really important. And I'd say, start with a business bank account, because it'll help make all of that a lot easier in terms of your planning and understanding your money and how it's working and how it's moving.
Absolutely. And since we're talking about goals and KPIs and numbers in general, is there any number since you started like doing these that got your attention? Could be revenues, could be could be, I don't know, like number of you know videos produced by content creator. Like, is there any number? Could be anything that because I love also talking about metrics and numbers, because it's apart from all the buzzwords people want really to get sometimes to what does it mean in terms of values. Is there anything that maybe shocked you, got your attention in the past months? Anything that, or maybe any comparison between this was 3-4 years ago, then I started 1 year ago on these, and now we're looking at these potentially as a forecast?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that really shocks me is the growth of the middle class in the creator economy. I think a lot of folks look at creators and I think, oh, these big, massive creators, right? But they don't realize this like very quickly growing middle class of creators that are making anywhere between $50,000 to $200,000 a year. And by some accounts, some numbers that I've seen is that that number is projected to grow by about 150% within 2 years.
Wow.
Which is really amazing, right? I mean, there's still so much that we're learning about the creator economy and how quickly it's growing. But like I mentioned earlier, a friend that became a travel creator, like, that's amazing. I would never have expected that to happen. So I think that's one piece. I think the second piece is just how diverse the creator economy is. I think a lot of times we kind of lose sight of just how powerful community is. And when you don't have the barriers of traditional institutions, like, there's actually a lot of diversity here. And I'm really proud of the fact that we are investing in creator businesses. We've invested over $5 million into creator businesses since we announced our fund in April, right, of 50 million. So we're really trying to allocate this capital to folks, and more than 50% of the creators that are receiving investments from us are actually from underrepresented communities. And that's something that we are very proud of and intentional about doing, because it's about lifting up all creators and all kinds of businesses. And it's very core to what we believe the creator economy looks like.
That's fantastic. And is there any like success stories, especially maybe thanks to, like as you said, you are having these sort of like, program funds, right? You're helping content creators to go to the next level, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, the good thing is that you don't need necessarily that much, right? It's like the barrier like can be lower than other like profession, right? You don't need
Yeah.
necessarily a degree. You don't need an office. You don't need a camera. You need like really be a creative person or someone that has a specific goal in mind, a tone of voice, a character outline, everything, right? But of course, if you have some money, they can help you to buy,
Yeah.
devices, or if you're like a traveler around the places, or just organizing things can help you. So, is there any success stories that I don't know if you remember or anything that you can share with us that
Yeah.
like was like, oh wow, thanks to us, this person became this.
Yeah, let's talk about the Maynards. They are amazing. If you're not already following them, like you should follow them on YouTube. They're amazing. So Tati and Prince are a couple who focuses on prank videos, and they started viewing themselves as a full-fledged creator business once we invested in them. And today they have hired a team of editors, invested in production equipment, and kicked off a mental health podcast. And as a result, the Maynards have doubled the production and increased their subscriber count by 3x. That's
Wow.
amazing. And that's in probably 6 months. So you can think about just how quickly they've been growing with the focus and the resources that we've helped them be able to get.
And what is funny, like what is also funny but also exciting is that, as you said before, imagine maybe someone like that going to a bank, like a normal procedure, and be like, hey, can I get this money because I want to do like a podcast and some videos? They're gonna, I mean, might not even understand, right? Because it's such as like traditional, right, way to do business, right? That maybe people in a bank not even know who is a YouTuber, a TikToker, a content creator, an artist, and so on, right? And might see at them as someone that is just doing a hobby, while instead we know there is a real job,
It's a
right?
business.
So
And that's part of why it's so important to separate your business and your personal expenses. Is the IRS looks at like separate accounting, right?
yes,
In order to legitimize the fact that you're a business. And there's no reason creators should be leaving money off the table when they're making meaningful income sources here. And I'd say, part of what we do is really want to help creators understand all of this. And so we actually kicked off a new program. So please, if anyone's listening and they want to join, it's called Banking and Chill, and it's our VIP virtual creator event that we host every Thursday, where we answer common creator pain points, including creator expenses, cash flow, brand deals, taxes, much more. And we have fun giveaways, and it's a chill vibe. So, this is something that we're doing for creators because it's what a creator business banking service should offer. So this is really the community that we're trying to build and help creators mind meld, right, over the fact that they're businesses and there's so much opportunity for them to grow.
I love it. And, I was talking with another guest in another episode about community. And I also think that it's important also for content creators to find themselves, right? And chat about challenges, right? Because no one else is going to understand another content creator than a content creator itself, right? They're going to be like, hey, how do you do this? How do you grow? Like, did you have a problem with that? And again, some of these things might be terribly boring, but they're part of your job, right? What about the 1099? Oh, how do you do the W9 here? Again, it's part of the job, and the only person that you can really relate to is someone else is doing the same, right? So I think it is also interesting to say that you're doing this every week to educate, but I also think, and I'm pretty sure that people are gonna find themselves in these communities, and maybe then once they like get connected, it's a win-win for everyone, right?
I mean, absolutely. Like this is what every single business does is exchange notes. And for so long, creators have not been talking about the fact that they're businesses. And, like there's real money at stake here, real knowledge, real happiness, right? If you can find tricks for getting rid of the stuff that you don't like dealing with, then that's an unlock. That means you could do what you love doing for longer. So we're really excited about the Banking and Chill program that we're offering for our creators.
It's amazing. And so, I mean, today we covered, like, again, many things, how you getting started, just the concept of being a content creator and actually being a business. We went through, like, how to create and scale your business, should you delegate or not. We went through numbers, success stories.
Talking about a lot of stuff.
Right? Is there anything else that we didn't touch base today that you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, I'd say that like creators are a really unique business if you think about it, right? Like for so long, I think traditional banks think about people having one income source, their
Yeah.
income, their paycheck, and lots of different expenses. creators are different because they have tons of different revenue streams. Like you've got your YouTube AdSense, you've got your brand deals, you've got your affiliate revenue, you've got your merch deals, right? And that means a different way of managing your cash flow. And what I'd say is like there's no shame in asking questions about that or trying to educate yourself, because it's a new thing that we're all trying to figure out together. So I'd say just lean into being a business, lean into the amazing awesomeness that comes with this amazing adventure that you get to have of combining your passion with your ability to earn income, and make sure that you outsource yourself and get yourself the tools and community that you need to help yourself grow.
And what is the future for Creative Juice? How do you see that? Do you just still continue helping the content creators, with the funds, or are you also looking, for example, for new features? Like, is there anything that you think that is missing now that you want to build that can make a huge difference? Or again, what is the future for you now?
Look, our mission is to grow the creator economy, and we want to do that by helping every creator business reach their full potential. And I think we do that by making it easier for them to be a business, which means one-stop shop for setting up your business bank account, one-stop shop for managing all of your contractor payments, your invoicing, understanding your revenue streams. Like when you use us, you save money because you don't need QuickBooks. You don't need another invoicing service. You don't need another cash flow analysis tool. And we're giving you the peace of mind that everything is in one spot. Plus, you have a community that you can lean on. And so the next step is really just continuing to do what we do, but do it even better, right? I want every community, every creator speaking to another creator saying, use Juice because it makes your life better as a creator. Like that to me is what we're striving for. And building software is hard. Building a banking product is hard. But I'm so excited by the opportunity to make it simpler to be a business and to be a creator business, that it gets us going every day.
Absolutely, as it should be, right? With the type of new economy and new society that we have. So anything else before we wrap on the episode? Anything else that we didn't, or a last thing, something that I know that you already shared a lot of advice here, but I don't know if we cut off anything here.
I'd say just keep doing what you love, right? Take care of yourself as a business. Sign up for a business bank account, getjuice.com, and join our Banking and Chill on Thursdays. We'd love to see you. We're really excited to help support and see the creator economy grow. But I think we covered it otherwise.
Absolutely, step by step. Don't be afraid of too many of these terminology and everything. Once you understand that, you can really grow. That's amazing. Sima, thank you so much for joining me today. I think that this was fantastic. A lot of really good advice for everyone that is already in this economy and everyone that won't get started, right? It's for every level out there. So thank you so much again for joining me, and for everyone else. This was the Influence Factor by the Influence Marketing Factory. We chat about social commerce, live stream shopping, community, creator economy, and so on. So stay tuned for another amazing guest on next weekend. Again, thank you so much, Sima, for joining me today. See you in the next episode.
Thanks for having me.